you're still awake. Aren't you supposed to be a guide for tomorrow?
They're to meet me at the Bellspire, sometime after the morning call.
With any luck, they'll be able to find it. I don't know where Kyle found these Marcher kids. They get worse by the year. You know these late nights are gonna catch up to you.
Did you have any luck looking in the library?
Professor Salamar's compendium. Take a look at it tomorrow. Your notes aren't gonna run off in the night while you sleep.
You're sure this is the only one?
You don't think I looked hard enough?
No, that's not what I mean. I thought there'd be more, you know? It's almost a shame that this is the only knowledge we have on the weather here.
I don't know what to tell you. Nobles don't send their brood here to study cloud coverage. The Clear Sky Kingdom. Back when I first made my way to the Institute, I found an old codex buried under layers of dust. It had probably been read hundreds of times. Its spine was crumbling, barely holding it together. It detailed the history of what would be the site for the Institute. At the time, this was the worst place they could have chosen.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, soil so salty that grass couldn't grow, the skies didn't show blue for weeks, and the land went from flooded to bone dry in a few days. Terrible all round.
So then why did they pick it?
Well, the Imperium thought that if they did something drastic to the climate, it might spook the Heartlanders into giving up their old ways.
They probably would have seen it as some gift from the spirits.
No spirits, no gods, just magic.
Blood magic. What was it? 100 innocent souls he needed to power a lodestone?
Nobody knows for sure. Any record of the specifics drowned with the Imperium or were buried by the peasantry. Hopefully this one gets you somewhere. I'm all out of leads. Get some sleep, Pyro.
I'll see you around. Sleep well. And thank you.
Hey! Hello! Pyro, come on, man! Let's go! The High Prefect's summoned us.
Meeting?
Hurry up, let's go! Sorry for waking you up. A messenger came to my quarters real early. Looks like he didn't manage to wake you up.
What's the occasion?
He kept it vague. Shep's probably just paranoid that the welcoming week's gonna go pear-shaped. Oh, and the yearly estimates are due.
That was today, wasn't it? I should be able to brief him on what I know, but he's not gonna like it.
We both know he won't like whatever you have to say anyway.
So far, there's been no mishaps this week, right?
Nothing out of the usual. A bunch of marchers were singing too loudly one night, and I did catch a few Heartlanders with a keg of wine.
Which I'm sure you confiscated.
Yeah, for safekeeping, of course.
Good morning, Arco.
Oh, hey. And don't think I won't be inspecting the vintage later on for impurities.
No, not tonight, my friend. You need a clear mind. And Manny brought me a tome last night, and I think it's finally got something that we've been looking for.
That doesn't mean I can't have a drink.
No, seriously. I spent all night crawling through this thing. It details exact rainfall records for Arbon throughout all kinds of years, all the way up until the collapse.
Yeah, so?
Rainfall in Arbon. Storms, wet seasons, more than just the occasional spotted shower.
Look, I doubt we'll ever be able to determine the exact result of each lodestone's destruction. Each one kept different aspects of the world around it in order. What sank the old Imperium raised up the Heartland ranges, and what pushed the swamps further north left us with, well, all of this. Look, we could spend the next few years studying necromancy, then we could dig up an arcanist and get them to teach us how the magic worked. But until then, I don't think we've got any good leads.
Just hear me out tonight, alright? After today's duties, I'll come find you in your quarters sometime after sundown. I'll present all the evidence I've found in the past few days. Then we can inspect the vintage.
Well, altogether, the Heartland Commonwealth can pledge 49,000 golden glaives if each house delivers on their promises. And according to my list, we're only waiting on...
49,000 does not meet Institute standards, as I'm sure you're aware.
Well, I suppose there are some minor houses north of the pond I could write to. They should donate enough to reach the threshold.
See to it. You're both late.
Apologies, High Prefect.
I trust you've both come with your estimates.
It's the highest Arbournian attendance yet. 93 students in total, mainly of noble birth, and the few merchants who have arrived come from wealthy families, who have each guaranteed a sizable donation.
Totaling to?
173,000 golden glaives.
Good. And you, Northalosi?
High Prefect.
Last year, the number of incoming Northalosi students halved on the year before that. Why are you failing to do your most core duty as the representative to your region?
Sir, the letters that arrived indicated that raiders from Kotmol were hindering.
I didn't ask about your savages. Your role requires you to make alternative arrangements. Why weren't they made?
High Prefect, Nothalos is far away. Coordination would require my presence back in Durbinska.
Perhaps you would serve us better back in that pile of yours. Tell me then, how many students? How much coin?
If the letters are to be believed, 7 students total should be on the way, and thus far none have marked their attendance. The nobles of Durbinska and Askin have pledged 1,563 golden glaives between them.
It would be improper for the Institute to fund a prefect who represents no students, would it not?
High Prefect,
You will perform your daily duties. You will welcome new students, then you will eat your supper. Afterwards, you will return to your quarters and you will write letters every evening for the duration of the semester. The Institute must function as intended.
Of course, High Prefect. Thank you.
And if I catch wind of you ignoring your responsibilities for your personal studies, you'll be packing your bags.
I'm sorry. I'll help you write the letters. We'll get this done together.
So, is that the last of it?
I think so. Again, apologies for the Will fiasco. The cart couldn't have picked a worse spot to topple over.
It's fine, honestly. No broken bones, just a happy helping of bogfly bites and mud. Nothing that can't be washed off. Oh, is that the morning call already? I have to go. My father will organize your payment once you return to Baldale. Just tell him how we got here and that you delivered the son of the steward. Travel safe. Good morning. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Hi there. Is this where Associate Professor Pyro's induction group is supposed to meet? I didn't miss the first day, did I?
Oh, no, you're fine. The letter said to be here for morning call. You know, I haven't seen you around campus yet. What's your name?
Well, I was meant to get here a couple of days ago, but my wagon lost a wheel in the wetlands. I had to trek it here on foot with all my things. It was really something. I think I missed most of the opening week shenanigans, but the views over the boglands really are something at sunset.
That explains why you smell like swamp, but none of that sounds like your name to me.
Right. Well, my name's Laz, of Baldale.
Well, I'm sorry about your bumpy ride, Laz. I'm Katie, of House Bowen. And don't spread it around too much, but you haven't missed out on all the festivities. The March has smuggled in some sparklight supplies, and they've been saving them for tonight.
Whoa, wait, sparklights? Like the ones they used at Paviso?
Yeah, but those were the military-grade ones. They say that these ones are all for show.
Oh, well, as long as they know what they're doing.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Hey, you're the Faircliff girl from dinner last night, right?
Wait, this is her?
Shut up, man. We'll talk about it later.
And you are?
Laz, of Baldale. I've never met this many marchers before. It's a privilege to finally meet so many of you.
I wonder what you lot think of us that far up north.
Can't say we think about much other than the grain harvests and sheep, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's where I know Baldale from. My dad supplied his entire legion with Baldale blankets for the Paviso campaign. The legionnaires went home and gave them to the children once the city fell. Touching stuff.
I'm glad it helped end the war sooner.
Hey, look. That's the associate professor, right?
Huh? I don't really know what to expect from Unortholozy. I wouldn't be surprised if he dressed in skins and pelts.
Well, apparently he lectures a siegecraft, so you better get used to him.
Really? I can't imagine him know how to speak without spitting.
Apologies for my delay. Urgent administration business. My list says there'd be 2 Heartlanders, 3 from the Sea States, a Nobrickman, and 4 Marches. Any idea where your peers are?
No. What are their names?
Mu Kong and Forsavit. Very well. I suppose they'll have to find us later on. Right. Well, since we're pretty deep into welcoming week now, I'd assume that you'd all be pretty well acquainted with the grounds. I wouldn't think you'd need to show up for this, would you?
Oh, Professor Akko thought it might be good for me to meet some of the newcomers.
Oh, when you spend as long as you do holed up in the library, that's probably for the best.
Pyro, we've been called to the High Prefect.
What's it for? This tour should only last until the next spell call. I'll be there.
The council said it was urgent. All representatives are required to be there.
I apologize for this, truly, but I must suspend this induction. There will be another one, starting right here when the mid-bell rings, but, Katie, maybe you could show everyone around. You should know this place well enough at this point.
Pyro, this can't wait.
I'm terribly sorry.
Wait, you're tutored by Professor Akko?
That's strange. From what I know, the reps only get called off in a hurry like that if it's important.
See, I told you she'd be perfect for this.
You know what? He might be good for it, too.
Cersei, slow down. I just saw Fulham this morning. He specifically said that if I leave my duties, he's going to...
The council said everyone. No exceptions. She just told me to fetch you from the Velspire. And before you ask, I know as much as you do.
This letter means next to nothing. Incursion could mean a full-scale invasion, or more likely, it's just a few drunken legionnaires who stumbled over a farmer's border fence.
The average legionnaire has more discipline than that. Every step they take comes from a command, and each command forms part of a greater plan, one that each captain is informed of.
Representative Grace, my days of service are past me. My life's mission is to spend my days introducing the world to the next generation of brave young marchers.
Oh, the same way you introduced them to Paviso?
We gave Paviso what they deserved for all that they put us through.
Oh, I bet the Legionnaires must have thought it was a pretty sight when the sparklights torched every single roof and every single survivor who hadn't already starved to death.
Enough! You each took on your roles at the Institute, knowing full well that you were required to put the politics of your territories behind you. You are each given access to our facilities and are fully catered for. And in return, you make sure that we have pupils to teach and funds to teach them
The Sea States have sent a total of 47 new students between them, bringing in over 100,000 golden glaives. My take is that an incursion is at the least coordinated military action. And if the Sea States decide to retaliate with force, my guess is that they'll recall their gold to fund the war effort.
Even if he gives us his word, news has already spread to the students. Sina.
Correct. The messenger also delivered letters to students with families on the frontier. We don't know what was written, but word has already gone out.
In the library, I overheard some marchers talking about which towns would fall first.
On my way here, I passed by a girl from Cazier. She didn't know what to do with herself. She said that if she didn't receive another letter within the week, she would go home and check on them herself.
High Prefect. Since the collapse of the Old Imperium, the Institute has stayed politically neutral, dealing with all kingdoms, commonwealths, and republics. But perhaps, in times such as these, in the best interest of our continued mission, it might be prudent to act early to stop any sort of escalation.
And how would you do that? Write them a letter? Ask them nicely to stop? Your soft, sweet Arbournian words and written papers aren't likely to turn a legion around. Never in their history have the march ever backed out of a fight.
Then I'll go there myself.
You can't be serious. There's no chance that General Sweep will see you, even if you did make it all the way to him.
You said it yourself. General Sweep is a reasonable man. I've written to him before, but I'm sure he'll take this gesture well. If you've all said your piece, I'll ride out as early as this afternoon. I should be able to make it there in a week at the earliest.
Meet with General Sweep in the east. Settle whatever conflict you find there, and then get back to doing what you're employed to do.
My pleasure, High Prefect.
The rest of you, out. Akko and I will be speaking in private before he leaves.
Afternoon, Bubbles.
Oh, hey Link. What you up to?
Oh, just running errands again. The reps are all antsy over something.
Right. Well, maybe I can help?
Maybe one day. Back when I first started, I was a stable boy. It took a lot of work to get here.
How long did it take you?
3 whole months in the horse pens, and another 3 to get the smell out.
Oh.
We've all got roles to serve here. Some people are made for bigger things, and we all have to work hard for them. Plus, at the end of the day, no matter what, the fabrics will always need washing. Anyway, see you around. Keep it up.
Miss Console, I didn't imagine you to be in the wash house. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just mean I thought you had business to tend to with the High Prefect.
Oh, I have business all over the Institute. Fulham has many skills, but being in 2 places at once isn't one of them. That's how I make myself useful.
Well, whatever you need help with in the wash house, your business? I'd be happy to help however I can.
It just happens you can. You're Aqua, correct? The one the servants call Bubbles?
Mm-hmm.
I managed to get a glance at this year's service assignments, and you're to be tending to a sea state girl, Ghosty.
Oh, I didn't even know I was to be assigned service duties. I don't know anything about her. What am I meant to do?
You'll learn everything you need to know. For now, all you need to do is deliver her supper this evening. She's been in the library each night since she arrived, and if she's not there, check her quarters, deliver her food, and tend to her needs.
Of course, Console. I'll see to it.
Oh, and one thing. Stick around with her for a while. Chat to her, pick her mind a little bit. I'll come find you tomorrow and then you can tell me what you learned.
You want me to gather gossip?
No, I want you to check on her. She's going through something at the moment and she needs a companion. There's so many students here, yet sometimes even then, one can feel so alone. This world can be cruel, Aqua, but it helps to have someone you can rely on. Can I rely on you?
I'll see to it.
Are you crystal clear on what you guys need to do?
When I speak to the quartermaster, I tell them we're looking for 2 chests of salt.
And if she asks why?
We're delivering it to Professor Akko for a lecture.
Akko said it would be a surprise lecture, and it has to be you two. The quartermaster won't let marchers anywhere near the storehouse without written permission.
Guys, I really don't like this. What if we get caught?
We'll get caught no matter what when half the sky turns crimson later on, bug boy. I'll take the pull for it. All you have to do is help me lift the spark powder out of the storehouse. Easy.
You want to make friends fast here? This is the best way to catch up. Nobody pulled off a gag this big, this early into the year in decades. Everyone's gonna think you're a legend. Just think about it. More people will be praising you for this than there are in all of Baldale.
Would they think I'm dependable?
Yeah, of course.
lads,
100%.
100%.
The most dependable.
If we doubted
most
you, you wouldn't
definitely.
even be
Yes.
here. Dude, totally.
But won't the quartermaster think it's suspicious that I'm there too?
No, like Katie said, you're just there to help lift. Wait, surely that's not what you're actually worried about? You can lift, right?
Yeah, of course. Let's just get this over with.
Names.
Katie Bowen. Laz.
And what do you want?
We're here to collect 2 chests of salt.
And I'm here to help with lifting.
Is that right?
So if you could just tell us where it's stored, you can mark it down, and then we'll be on our way.
Amendment 3, 148 AC. Following the events of Paviso, no student is to take spark powder without written permission by a high-ranking institute professor, at representative level or above.
No, I believe you misheard.
You don't think I've seen this trick before. You're gonna go in the back, swap the salt out for spark powder, then walk out with 2 full chests of it. I'm reporting this attempt to the High Prefect's office.
Okay, fine. We wanted spark powder, but we only lied because Professor Akko didn't give us a note.
Professor Akko. Hey, wait a sec. You're the girl he tutors, right? I've seen you two in the library. He didn't give you a seal.
He told me I had to fetch a bunch of spark powder for an experiment that he's putting on later.
Akko comes in all high and mighty, thinking he can just waltz on in, ignoring all my checks and balances. He thinks he owns the place.
Nothing's gonna change that. He's on the way up, and it seems like most people think so too. I've only been here for a few weeks, and everybody I've spoken to says he's coming for Shep's job. It might be best to get on his good side now while you can.
I'm gonna let you off without a seal just this once. But I'm gonna write you down, though. Just, if the professor does make it to the top, put in a good word for me, okay?
Do you tell lies on the spot like that all the time?
Whenever the need arises.
Often enough for it to come back to bite you?
Often enough so that it doesn't catch up to me.
How am I not surprised I'd find you nearby?
I can't believe you.
Oh, come on. You don't think I can broker a peace?
You're the only one who even has the slightest chance.
Sounds like you want me to ride out as soon as possible.
This isn't some joke, Arko. Do you have the slightest idea what it's going to be like here without you?
Shep's got it under control.
We've brought together a couple hundred of the most privileged and spoiled whelps in the entire world. They've each brought with them a chest stuffed to the brim with emotional baggage and egos the size of their daddy's castles. There's animosity enough already, but this is war. You know just as well as I do that with each passing day, they're going to want to strangle each other over the color they dye their doublets. They look up to you. Katie looks up to you. Nobody cares like you do. Every student, professor, servant, each of them look to you as a sign of stability. And you're about to go ride on a stallion through a war zone, and for what?
You're acting naive.
Another chapter to your history book? Another medal from the Queen? Let them fight their war. Stay here, where you belong. Hucker, these people need you.
I suppose I could leave at dawn tomorrow. It wouldn't make sense for me to ride out this evening, only to stop an hour or two later. I'd make better time that way. And then you can show me your findings.
Hucker, that's not why
Keep your head down until I get back. Do exactly as Shep's told you. Just bring in more Northalosi by the end of the semester and he'll be happy. I'll be there and back, and then we can carry on with our lives like nothing ever happened.
That's what it is. You've never even come close to a front line.
I'm an ambassador. Shep's written me a letter, and before I ride out, Kyle will co-sign it, so I can pass by whichever army I find in the east.
People get desperate, Arko.
You don't think I know that? That's why I need to get packing. Now.
When the Legionnaires march, they'll trample the fields and burn the orchards, just like any other army. But they won't just kill the common folk. Not all of them, at least. You'll ride through there on horseback in your clean Arbournian blues, flapping in the wind like a clothesline, while they lie starving in the mud, picturing you and your mount stewing in a pot.
What more do you want from me?
Go get Kyle. Get him to sign your letter. I'll see you later this evening.
Apologies for the interruption, sir. I'm looking for a girl.
One moment.
I truly am sorry, sir. It's my first time in the library. I was just looking for a girl.
Go to the common halls if you're chasing girls, and take the food with you. The crumbs, they bring rats.
Again, sir, I'm sorry. The consul instructed me to bring it to a girl named Ghosty. Apparently, she's not doing too great.
Follow me.
Why is this place so empty?
The newcomers are too busy enjoying their welcoming week. They feast and they fight and they sing. They'll come to regret that by exam season, though.
How long have you been here for, sir?
A tomekeeper serves for life.
Oh, okay.
Did the consul give you any other commands?
Well, it wasn't really her command. I think it's more like a promotion. I was a washer girl, and now I'm a server.
It's unusual for servants to come here without other orders. Well, very well.
I know the consul is directing me right now, but I'd be eager to take on any work that you had for me too, sir, if you have any. The staff will say I'm one of the hardest working. Maybe I could help you with the books you were organizing? My father taught me to read a little bit.
The Institute always has a need for dedicated souls like yours. You don't need to be a noble's daughter to play a big part here. All it takes is ambition, and you seem to have that in abundance. In here.
Thank you,
My father would
sir.
always tell me that the marchers never had a reason to stop. He tried for so long to bring the sea states together. All useless.
They never listened, did they?
He kept telling them that they needed to stick together, but it's all too late.
Hi there. Are you Ghosty? I've been sent to deliver your supper. You weren't in your room, and someone told me I might find you here.
Somebody's looking for me. Who told you?
No one. I mean, the direction sheet told me to go to your room. Then I checked the mess hall. Then I checked here. And the librarian man said you'd been coming here a lot. I brought your supper.
Don't worry about her. All of the servants are locally sourced. From Arbon. The only marchers here are students and a couple of professors.
I just can't stop thinking about them. Mother wrote that letter 6 days ago, and I don't want to think about what's happened since then. What's happening now.
All you really can do is think about the here, the now. And right now you're safe. And your parents have safety too. They've got a keep and they're trained guards. With walls like that, each man on top is worth 10 below.
They won't hold forever.
Should either of you need anything, I'll be happy to provide.
I should be with them.
You know how dangerous that would be.
Anybody could fire a crossbow. All it takes is the strength to wind it. I just can't sit here while their battering rams knock at my family's door.
Well, do you want to hit them where it really hurts? There are plenty of marchers here. Now. And they've got far less armor than the ones outside your home.
Ah, just the man I'd hoped to see.
You must be coming from signing his letter.
You've talked to him, right? You've told him he's out of his mind.
I have already tried.
It's a rare thing to find an Arbournian with the nerves of a marcher. Still, it's hopeless.
There's no stopping him now.
Nope. And I'm assuming you're off to say your goodbyes?
He'll be back. I believe in him. He's gonna do great.
Look, whatever you think you know about marcher diplomacy, forget it. Things are changing in the East. Today's generals look to the history books, and they've got some big shoes to fill.
You said that the news today could have meant nothing.
They intend to fill them, Pyro, and march further in them than their previous owners could have ever imagined.
Oh, sounds like they're all sons of cobblers.
Well, finally! A sense of humor around this place. I thought everyone had lost their minds when the news broke out. It's good to see that you're keeping your head up.
Sleep well tonight, Kyle.
Sleep? I've got letters to write. And if the word in the halls is correct, you do too.
No, it seems word travels as quick as ever.
It's always quicker than you think.
Have you noticed how quiet it's been?
Nights usually are for sleeping.
Where are all of your marches? I counted less than half at the mess hall.
Look, I gave them leave for the evening. Some of them said that the war was starting to get to them.
And you believe that?
I say let the kids be kids.
You're a careless fool.
Come on. Don't make such a fuss about it.
It'll be a fuss if they've made it into the wine cellar and word gets back to Fulham.
Mate, if this was gonna take all night, you should have just told me.
Ugh, give me time, all right? If we're not careful, they won't even be able to recognize us anymore.
You said all of these were for show.
Never said they weren't dangerous, just said they weren't military grade. Two things can be true at the same time. You should learn that.
Everyone is waiting down in the gardens. Just let me do it.
You're gonna do it wrong, man. Just trust me, all right? This is delicate business.
I'm drilled on this. Father told me that the trick is to shake it ever so gently, so you can get even more powder in there.
They can sort this out. Come on, I know a good spot to watch from.
Oh, another treasure you snatched from the storehouse.
You need to loosen up, Bug Boy. A no from my family cellar.
Then that must be Faircliff Firebrew.
Hey, look at you go. You're the first person I've met here who's even heard of it.
I spent a summer year in the customs house. Someone in the keep loved the stuff. I never knew who until I met the captain of the guard. He reeked of it.
That's not how sons of nobles usually spend their summers.
Correct. My father is the steward to the Lord of Baldale, and he thinks I should be one day too. So the Lord is sponsoring my studies here.
Oh, lucky you. My brother told me a story about it when I was little. He said the common folk brewed it for the Lord of Faircliff to try and soften him up. He was as stormy and cold as the cliff was. The lords and ladies never took to it, but the commoners drank it, and they spread it through the rest of the Heartlands.
I'm surprised nobody knows about it then.
They all think they're above taverns and medley, too busy pretending to be their parents.
But isn't that why they're sent here? To learn how to rule?
It's a rite of passage. Parents send their children here because they got sent here. It's a social function dressed up like a place of learning.
But that's not why you're here.
Sudden events made me the heir to Faircliff. I've been sent here to catch up on what I never paid attention to.
Oh, hey, look, it's the associate professor. Wow, you know what? I was really skeptical, but this is really something. We really pulled it off.
The Marchers couldn't have done it without us. Cheers, Fires of Baldale.
Oh, that's really strong. Kind of burns when it goes down too.
How do you feel having everything determined for you?
How do you mean?
Well, you said you were going to be the steward one day, right? Don't you ever think about what you'd be missing out on?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but I don't know what else I'd do. I like it. I don't feel as important as a noble, but I feel like I'm doing something meaningful.
But you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it because that's what's expected of you. When everyone here grows up, they all think that once they're in charge of their own little kingdom, they'll have power and the freedom to do what they want. But they're just living the same life as their parents and their parents before them.
You don't strike me as someone who's going to live like that.
May the Lord and Lady of Faircliff outlive me.
Fire.
Fire!
You two, get the buckets and somebody go fetch water.
Whose room is that?